Hey there, Tyler Mason with the Modern Insurance Store. Just doing a rate check-in here on St. Louis, Missouri. Going to be looking at St. Louis County in particular and showing you exactly what rates are as of April of 2023. So we come down here, we're just going to take a look right here, my home state of Missouri. We're going to be looking specifically at Manchester, Missouri, zip code 63021. That's going to be St. Louis County, just outside of St. Louis. Okay. Now, before we get into pricing for these plans, I just wanted to take a pit stop here real quick at the Medicare and You Handbook. This is from 2023. I want to show you one thing as we're about to look at some rates for Medicare supplemental plans. Okay. If we look at the table here on page 76, you'll see plans are standardized if we look at a Medicare supplemental plan, okay? Often referred to as the alphabet soup for this reason right here. We're going to ignore most of these plans because either you can no longer get them, as with plans C or F, or their coverage is just fairly poor for what you get. And the ones that are primarily focused on are Plan G and Plan N. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into the weeds on the details between them, the differences. They're fairly subtle. Just suffice it to say, they're both great plans. They're just going to have different applications, okay? But what I wanted to point out is that a Plan G is a Plan G. Covers exactly the same thing, regardless of the name of the provider. Plan N, same thing. It's going to cover exactly the same thing, regardless of whose name is on the card, okay? So as we hop over, we're going to look at some plans. So we're going to start first, ladies first. We're going to look at a 65-year-old female in that zip code 63021. St. Louis County. We're going to look at a non-tobacco rate. We're going to look first at Plan G with an effective date for April 1st. And then some carriers will give a household discount. That discount can be anywhere between 5 and 14%. We are not going to look at household discounts. Some carriers require both spouses to be on the same plan to have a household discount. Some just require you to have somebody else that lives in the home. So again, we're not going to get in the weeds on that, but it is something that's important to bring up. Now, this software, this tool right here is something that myself and the other brokers that I work with here, we use so that we can shop quickly and efficiently the different plans available in each market. So we're going to go ahead and pull up the plan, the pricing for our 65-year-old female in St. Louis County. What we're going to see right off the bat is we have a number of different providers. We've got AARP at 145. We've got Anthem at 154, Aetna 158, United World, that's Mutual of Omaha, 165, okay? And they're going to go from there. So again, a Plan G is a Plan G. These are all exactly the same coverage. Your doctors will take it all exactly the same. They'll cover procedures and all of that exactly the same way. So generally, what we're looking at, lowest premium. Now, that's not the only thing to look at, but it is an important thing to look at. One other thing that we typically will look at as well is how long has a provider been in the market. The shorter or less time a provider has been in the market, the more likely they are to raise rates relatively quickly. We also look at the stability and outlook of a provider, and we can really get into the details as far as what percentage of the market do they have, right? Looking for those things for a strong, stable provider so that when we place our clients with an insurance carrier, we're not worried about that carrier doing any monkey business is going to make it to where a year later we're suddenly having to switch and go someplace else. We want you to be comfortable and happy for a while with each provider that we look at. Now, that's not to say it's not worth shopping around from time to time. And again, we're perfectly capable of doing that here at the Modern Insurance Store, keeping our pulse on the rates for each of these providers. Okay, but let's go ahead and let's look at our 65-year-old male. Let's see what that looks like. So St. Louis County again, we're going to switch that to male. Switch this to not a high deductible. We want a Plan G right there. We're going to switch this to starting on April 1st of 2023. Again, not putting in the household discount there. And we're going to get the quote for our gentleman. Again, what we're going to find right off of the bat, again, United Healthcare comes in the strongest with the AARP at 160, 175. Anthem behind that at 170. Aetna 182. Okay, so that's going to be our plan G here. Now, let's take a moment. We're going to look at plan N. Let's go ahead and compare both of those plans. Like I said, I like both. I will recommend depending upon need or circumstance. Okay, but if we look at plan N, so we're 145. Keep that number in mind. If we jump over here to plan N, we drop from 145 down to 126. Again, AARP, United Healthcare coming in the most competitive on that. We've got Aetna, Mutual of Omaha, Anthem, right? And they just go on from there, okay? But a little bit of a drop as far as the premium, which is pretty typical, about $20 to $30 different between plans G and plan N, okay? If we do the same over here for our gentleman, switch him to plan N, run the new rates. Again, keep in mind 161 here. And that's going to drop AARP again, still in the lead there at 140. So dropping about $21 there. And again, going down that list from there. Okay. And then of course we could toggle and we could look at different ages, etc. So depending upon your age, we're more than happy to help you shop around, make sure you've got the best rate for your supplemental plan, and looking at underwriting and finding some place is going to be a good home or a good fit should you need to choose a new provider down the road. Okay, so that's our supplemental plans. Now, what if we want to go with a Medicare Advantage plan? Again, I'm not going to get too into details on benefits and all of that with the Advantage plans here, but another tool that we have here at the Modern Insurance Store, again, allows for us to be able to shop for those plans. So still looking zip code 63021, still in St. Louis County. We look there and we see we've got plans from Humana, AARP, Aetna, Cigna, Anthem, WellCare, right? And they're all going to have different plans. What we'll see is, let's say, for example, we wanted to look and see what Aetna has to offer. Aetna, 2 different free plans and then 3 paid Advantage plans, okay, small or moderate premiums on those. If we wanted to just look by, say, Humana, we could do that. 2 free plans, 3 that have a moderate premium on those. What if we wanted to go with United Healthcare? United Healthcare, 3 free plans and some that have a small to moderate premium on those as well. Again, what we're able to do with this software when we're helping our clients shop around for plans is we can put in medications and we can actually see who's going to cover those medications and what are they going to charge for them. That's an important thing, making sure you can afford those prescription drugs, okay? We're also going to put in doctors, so we can look at doctors' networks, we can look at hospitals, we can look at any of those things that are important to you and make sure that they're going to be covered if we go with an Advantage plan. Again, we don't want you to have a lot of changes in something that's already a big change as it is if you're coming into Medicare or if you're switching from one provider to another because you've been on Medicare for a while. Again, keeping things nice and consistent so you're not having to find new doctors or make changes to medication so that your insurance will continue to cover it. These are all things that we consider here, okay? And then for each one of those plans, we can pull up the details and we can get into exactly what's covered and how well it's covered and what costs are going to be, right? These are the things that we do for our clients year in and year out. And it's not just about an immediate enrollment. For us, we really like to focus on the long-term relationship with our clients. If you've got questions, my clients, they still call me regularly. Hey, Tyler, I've got a question about something. I think I need to make a change to my plan. Okay, cool, we can do that. We check in at the end of each year. How has your plan worked for you this last year? Do we need to make any adjustments for this next year? Have your doctors or medications changed, right? Having that ongoing dialogue so you're not having to start over every single time. Of course, there's no cost for our service whatsoever. Would be more than happy to help. Feel free to give me a call direct, 573-261-6419. I'd be happy to chat with you, or go to our website. Any of our agents would be more than happy to answer any questions and help you shop around for those plans. Have a wonderful day.